Hey everybody, Kaoiji here. I've recorded this intro an ungodly number of times that I'm not willing to admit, but anyway, let's get into it. So as I've mentioned in my thoughts video about New Genesis, I praised the game quite heavily. I'm not just talking about that fact that I want more of it and I'm like, hey, oh my god, this is an incredible game. I mean, it's a damn good game. It's an incredible game. In fact, it is everything that I've wanted out of PSO2, if not more. However, there are some glaring problems that we gave feedback to, whether it was myself or other members of the community. And honestly, between all of the feedback that we were able to give, I'm sure that there was a lot that they could draw from, not just from us content creators or anybody who's filled out the survey for that matter, but I'm sure that there's a lot of things that they can learn. But there's one thing that I want to share with you guys because it's a glaring issue that happens even in PSO2 now, and that's audio balancing. That is probably the worst thing out about Phantasy Star New Genesis, is that I don't know how they did it, but the audio balancing more specifically is probably the worst thing that we've seen. And again, if that's the biggest problem that I have with the game, then let's be honest, that's an incredible game because I'm very big on the audio levels of certain things. Now, I had a couple people in my chat was like, gunner sounds annoying, but the gunner sounds by themselves aren't actually all that bad. They're basically plasma pistols, you know what I mean? So I'm not entirely too disappointed by the sounds of gunner weapons. However, I am disappointed by the sheer Jesus, so hard to talk. The sheer audio levels of Chain Trigger. And what I mean is that Chain Trigger is like 90 times louder than just about anything else in the game. Here, take a look. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you, these sound levels pretty much persist regardless of whether or not I turn sound effects down, and I'm not sure if that's just something that's gonna happen. I mean, base PSO2 does that now, but it's usually in story cutscenes. I mean, it's also an issue that seems like a lot of Japanese players are running into right now when it comes to like whether or not they've actually successfully countered things as braver, but it seems to be a unanimous thing where the audio levels in New Genesis aren't just all that great. Now, you're probably thinking, well, you're running out of content. Why are you just simply talking about audio levels? I'm sorry. I have to do that voice, otherwise you guys think I'm being serious, by the way. I mean, but anyway, the reason why like audio is kind of the big thing is because I like putting my headset on and I actually have a very sensitive ear. So audio being too loud, and especially with certain things, bothers my ears. And I'm sure that a lot of you are pretty much the same. At least maybe it's not just me. I don't know. I'm gonna hope it's not just me. But some of the issues that I wound up running into is that multi-weapon system was a little bit too expensive to the point where I actually didn't even use it beyond maybe the first couple of weapons that I wound up making, simply because it was a quest. There's other couple things too, like the double jump system and then into a wall jump wasn't exactly as intuitive as I wanted it to be. It was a little bit more complicated. Even though they have setting to change how wall jump activates, whether it's automatic or manual, I mean, it still needed something a little bit more, and I felt like that something a little bit more at the very least should have been a second wall jump. But who knows, maybe that's just something that you'll unlock via the story, or maybe that's something that just, you know, will happen over time and there's a reason why there's only one wall jump at the moment. But some of the other ones is like there needs to be a little bit more enemy density when it comes to some of the trials at the very least, because I felt like the elimination or extermination zones were actually like really well maintained, but whenever trials spawned out in the open world, or at least the exploration zones, it was like the enemies weren't enough. It was mainly geared as if it were just one person. I feel like exploration zones for the most part should have more enemies so that way more players could be able to participate. It is able to house 32 players at the very, you know, for the most part. I mean, I kind of have some more things on my list as well, but I'm gonna let, you know, Sega handle it. I kind of sent a lot of it over at feedback, and if they require more than likely I'll wind up sending more, but after the global beta, because honestly at this point I feel like a lot of it could have also been that I only read Japanese maybe at an elementary school level comparatively. But for the most part, everything that I've reported on or anything that I put in a video where I can say with 100% confidence that these are the things that I either have problems with or these are the things that I enjoy. For the most part, I am going to be, you know, revisiting a lot of these topics after the global beta. if I do get in. We don't know how that's going to be handled because at the time of recording this video, there is no official release date for that yet. So my plans for the global beta is I'm going to take a lot of the things that I currently have questions on. I'm going to test them to make sure that I'm absolutely 100% correct. And then, take a little bit more into diving a little bit deeper when it comes to some of the class mechanics, with weapon actions and the multi-weapon system, because I feel like that's a system that it was really well implemented. It was too expensive for the meseta cost that we were using. So I'm going to wind up using lower rarity weapons so it's cheaper, just so I can test certain things. So as of right now, these are the things that we're looking into, and honestly, I'm very excited. But if my biggest issues for the most part are audio levels, some natural movement, and I forgot what else I mentioned in this video, let's be honest, New Genesis is an absolute win. And I can't stress that enough if these are so far my only complaints. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure I'll have more after the global beta, or I'll have more thoughts after the global beta. It's just, for as of right now, New Genesis will win. I'm sure a lot of the other complaints that I might have might actually just be fixed, mainly due to the other additional weapons that'll be available during the official launch. So I mean, that's also going to be another thing, is that some of the details that we have going on right now, because there's going to be a global beta, there might be even more that's subject to change. So yeah. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching or listening in to another video. I hope you guys are having an amazing day, and stay awesome, stay beautiful. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace. I'm out.